Back South Africa tonight and continuing our coverage on the fallout after the State of the Nation address and this particular issue in principle. The mudslinging between Julius Malema and his erstwhile friend, Boy Mamabolo, in Parliament yesterday shocked many South Africans. Here's the background. Mamabolo accused Malema of abusing his wife, and then the EFF leader hit back with a counter-accusation against President Ramaphosa. Now, groups tackling gender-based violence have asked Mambolo and Malema to provide evidence to police and not use this sensitive issue to score political points. Let me take you live to Pretoria. The General Secretary of the advocacy group Not In My Name, Themba Masango, is with us. Mr. Masango, good evening to you and welcome. I'm going to assume, like many others, that you're not comfortable with the way in which this issue was raised at that level, and the reality being that it was essentially a political football.
100%. Good evening, Jeremy. Definitely. We're actually angered by that because South Africa is facing a scourge of gender-based violence. You would know very well that our femicide rate is 5.1 times higher than the world average at the moment. We are a nation that is at war with its own women. And to see grown men who are purportedly our leaders of society go into, a chauvinistic ego tantrum on live TV and in the highest office of the land, Parliament, the way they did these past few days is really, saddening and leaves a lot to be desired. All right,
so your view is shared by many others. Has this set the fight back against gender-based violence?
100%. It set the fight definitely back, years back, because, it shows us that these people actually raise the issue of gender-based violence when it suits them. It's just a matter of ticking a box when it's electioneering or trying to be relevant in society. But they don't really take this issue as an issue that really concerns South Africans and an issue that is serious, that we need to look at and actually turn it around and make sure that, women are free and safe and feel that they are, represented in this nation. And for what they did is really, really, really sickening. And that's why we are calling on them to actually come up with clear evidence and have case numbers and make sure that, the law takes its course. Failure to do so, we would suggest that they resign as members of Parliament.
Again, with the caveat that all South Africans should acknowledge that gender-based violence is a critical problem, are you not slightly overstating the fallout, though? This was essentially two politicians locking horns in Parliament. As we say in this business, surely this issue, will go through the news cycle within 12 hours.
And it most probably will, because South Africa is almost numb at this stage. But we cannot allow our public representatives to behave in that manner, especially with an issue that affects us all on a daily basis. And, you can imagine how women who are trying to overcome issues of gender-based violence and, their trauma that they've been through and go and watch members of Parliament behave the way they behaved. It really is disheartening to a lot of them. I got off a call earlier on this morning, and a lady said, if our leaders can behave this way, it shows you that this country really doesn't care about these issues, and women feel that they are alone at this moment.
All right, the chances of the two politicians resigning are next to zero. I think you'll probably concede that. You are now looking for active evidence to back this up. You want this reported to the SAPS, as should be the case. Again, I would suggest to you that the chances of that happening are fairly slim. You have an opportunity now to take this issue forward. What pressure, then, are you going to put on these two politicians?
Definitely. We've actually started and we have written to the politicians themselves and to their respective parties to make sure that they take action against the both of them and call on them to actually take the necessary steps and take responsibility. They are leaders that are looked up to in this country. It should not be an issue where they are playing around with this pandemic. We really need to reverse the cycle of gender-based violence in our country, because it slaps at the face of survivors and victims and everybody who is trying to make sure that South Africa is a country that is clear and representative and is non-sexist and non-violent, especially towards its counterparts, the women in this nation. So we are definitely taking steps to engage them and make sure that they do the right thing.
All right, just very quickly, you're not really expecting the parties to respond, though, are you?
I am actually. And most of all, should they not, it will show the rest of the country that they really don't care about this issue as they claim to do. And I'm hoping that tomorrow, when the president also does come up, he actually sends a strong message to the rest of the nation to say this is not something that we play around with. This is not something that we, politic around with. These are people's lives, and this is a real, issue at the heart of South Africa, which is taking the nation back. Statistics also show you that, every couple of minutes a woman is raped in South Africa. Women are going, as we speak, are going through the most at the moment in their homes right now. And it's something that the president needs to stand up on the podium tomorrow and address it, irrespective of, your political party, who you are. It affects all of us, and he needs to condemn it strongly, and he needs to come out and clarify the issues that have happened over these past days. He needs to not be the ANC president, but the president of the nation tomorrow.
All right, the ball then back in the court of the politicians, not in my name. General Secretary Themba Masango in Pretoria, thank you very much.